Hi guys, we are going to do our day 4 of seahorse learning today. We are going to look at PebbleGo, something we have looked at quite a bit with other animals and some of our social studies units to learn a little bit more about seahorses. I used my camera to show the notes page that I sent home. That way, as I'm going along, I can stop and show you where you want to be writing for. The 4 areas that we're going to focus on are the body of a seahorse, the habitat or the home where it lives, the food that a seahorse eats, and then just some fun facts that you might already know or ones that you've just learned. These notes, just like when we learned about winter, are going to help you when you're writing your story about seahorses. It's like having your own picture dictionary because everything you'll need word-wise should be on these sheets. Okay, so I'm going to get started right away. And we're first going to look at the body of a seahorse. And it says, they look like horses, but seahorses are fish. Their bodies are covered with bony rings. A thin dorsal fin helps them swim right here. And they use their pectoral fins to steer, these right here. Now, I told you yesterday that this is going to be really helpful. If you want to redraw this, or you can hold on to it for your story for later. Some of the words I remember hearing were bony rings. That's down here. I heard dorsal fin. I heard pectoral fin. But the one thing that they say is they look like horses. So I can simply write that in there. So I'm going to say they, I know the word they, that's one of our sight words. Look, oh, I know how to spell look. Like, hey, 3 sight words in a row. Horses. That way, when I start writing my story, this is one option, but I also have my picture that I drew about seahorses. All right, we're going to move on to the next box. But remember, this one is just like how we drew our seahorse. If you want to draw the seahorse and relabel it in here, please do that. This is your notes. So let's go into habitat. So you want to find the box that has the home picture. It says seahorses live in warm ocean waters. Most seahorses swim near the coast. Seahorses can change colors to blend into their surroundings. Some of this information we learned already in other books. Some of this is new. I didn't know that seahorses lived in warm ocean waters. I knew that they were in the ocean. So that might be the first thing I'm going to write. So I'm going to write warm because that's a detail we should know. It's like ichi. What type of water? Warm ocean. Warm ocean water. Again, because all of these words then will be spelled correctly when you go to write your story. And then just so that I know what I wrote about, I'm going to add some ocean waves so that I know what I'm looking for tomorrow. Warm ocean water. It also says that they swim near the coast. You might want to add that. Swim near the coast. And then this is a word that's not on there, but we've talked about it, and that's camouflage. Oops. So you might want to add that, and then you could add your image to show it. There's my seahorse. It's not the greatest seahorse, but he's in there. He's camouflaged. Okay, so we've talked about the body, the habitat, Just like any other video, pause this if I'm going too fast. Take your time. But we've done body and habitat. Now we're going to come down to that plate. So we're going to talk about their food. It says seahorses eat plankton, shrimp, and other small sea animals. They use their long snout to suck up food. Seahorses have no teeth. They swallow food whole. Oh man, there is a lot in this one. I'm going to read it one more time, and then I'm going to choose just a couple things. You can choose other ones. It's what you want to write about tomorrow. So it says seahorses eat plankton, shrimp, and other small sea animals. They use their long snout to suck up food. You can see it in this picture what he's doing. Seahorses have no teeth. They swallow the food whole. So think about like if you put a straw into your milkshake and you suck it up. There's nothing for you to chew because it's a milkshake. Just like with a seahorse, they have no teeth. They're just going to suck up the plankton and that's how they're going to eat it. I noticed that we do have the word plankton in a red letter, and it says that plankton are tiny animals and plants that drift in the water. You can see that here. This is some plankton. All right, we're gonna, I'm sorry, I didn't want to scooch along. I want to add my food facts. So I saw plankton. That might be a word you want to know. And I'm gonna add some plankton body. This is my plankton body. I'm thinking of SpongeBob a little bit. There's my plankton. They say shrimp. So you might want to add a shrimp. Shrimpies have like a little crown on the top. And they're kind of striped. And then they said other sea animals. You want to, I'm going to add a little straw here. And I'm going to write suck up like a straw. Because again, these are words I might use in my writing tomorrow. Again, I am going super fast. Normally we would be doing this for quite some time together. So please pause this as you go through so you're not missing anything. The last one, I'm going to read both the life cycle and the fun facts, but I am only going to write in the last box. There isn't a fifth box for us. So it says, life cycle, female seahorses place eggs in the male's pouch. Male seahorses carry the eggs until they hatch. Young seahorses leave the pouch to find food. We knew that from Mr. Seahorse already. With fun facts, seahorses swim in pairs by linking their tails. So it's kind of like how we hold hands. They hold their tails together. Seahorses can eat about 3,000 tiny shrimp a day. They can eat a whole lot of food for just tiny little animals. And you can tell seahorses apart by the coronet on the top of their head. When I taught you the drawing yesterday, we talked about that coronet, how each of them has a special crown. It's kind of like our fingerprint. They each have a different type. So in my fun facts, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write in a couple. So I could say swim. Ooh, it's got an S blend. Swim in pairs. And I could add two little shrimpy or two little seahorses here. Not my best drawing, but that's okay. That's why we practice it. So I drew two seahorses swimming in a pair. I could write the big number of 3,000 shrimp, because that's what they eat. Or I could even add eat 3,000 shrimp. And again, we'll just add a little picture so that we don't forget what we wrote about. And then the final one, I'm going to add that word coronet. I'm going to do an equal sign because we know that equal means same. Coronet equals crown because it's the crown on top of their head. So those are the 4 boxes that I have. Just like when we did winter, I was very much encouraging you to write what you wanted to write about. I don't want you to write what I want you that I wrote down because this is what I thought was important. You might have thought something else was. The last thing I want to do is I just want to show a quick video. So I'm going to get rid of this one. You can always come back to it. This is a video of a seahorse swimming. So you can see how he curls his tail and he's steering himself forward. We see another one. You can even see those fins working really hard, those pectoral fins. See how they're flapping back and forth? And notice how they're not all the same color. We talked about that too. So that was one of the pieces. I'm going to get rid of that. And the last part was their range, meaning where would we find them? Anywhere there is blue is always where they are found. So you can see, like they said, warm waters on the coast. They're not all the way out here in the middle of the ocean. They stay near the coast. So we can see them quite a bit even in North America. All right, guys, that was our seahorse notes page for today. Tomorrow we're going to be writing our story. So I'm going to show you kind of the beginning steps tomorrow. Goodbye for now.